to do now is I want to start with what I like to call a crown check. If we're here to be bossy, we're going to start with being a little bit bold. And I want to ask you some questions. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you a question. And if the answer is yes, I would like you to stand. And I want you to stand proudly. It might feel hard, but I promise you won't be alone. And that's really what this movement is all about, isn't it? Not being alone. I can be a bossy girl too. It's okay that I'm too much, right? So, have you ever been told that you are too much? If you have, I want you to stand. What a shame we have such a shy crowd. I love it. Would you believe that the research as recently as 2023 says that 76% of women in business tell us that they are regularly told they are too much, too bossy, too aggressive, too loud. I literally just hosted, and don't sit down yet, I just hosted a mastermind last night. And the one woman that was standing there said to me, I had a meeting on Friday, and my boss said, I want you to have a voice, but not that much of a voice. Sound familiar? Have you ever silenced yourself to be more palatable? If you have, I want you to stand. Here's something I need you to know. By the age of 11, our girls start silencing themselves in order to be more pleasing and be liked instead of being seen and heard. Age 11. And I want to make sure I give you the right number, but 93% of women still in 2022 say that they are doing that on a regular basis. They are toning down their voice, their sound, their purpose, because it's just too much. And let me tell you, if this is you, you may have stood for the first one, and you stood for the second one. That's okay. But if this is you, there is nothing that will lead to burnout faster than quieting what you're meant for. Something to think about. Have you ever carried the weight of being the strong one, even when you're breaking inside? If the answer is yes, I want you to stand. 78% of women say that although they are the breadwinner, they still are responsible for almost all household responsibilities. Sound like we could be breaking inside? Sound like that might be hard? Have you ever used truth to cut instead of connect and end up feeling alone? Stand if that's true. You guys are beautiful. Have you ever done the right thing, loved hard, led well, and still felt invisible? I want you to stand. Is there anybody not standing? It's okay if you're not. I see a few. Here's the thing. When we're serving, people like it. They want to see us. When we speak up, they want us to be more quiet. When we're giving, And when we are leading like a man, that's great, but don't push that limit, right? So what's the answer? And that's what we're here to talk about as we walk down this yellow brick road. And as we started today, I ask you, why would you come here and talk? Tony loves this picture, you guys. Why would we come here and talk about being bossy? This thing that we are so afraid of, and this girl from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania tried to take on and change the definition of forever. Why? Here's the thing. You came to be bold. You came because you wanted to be a bossy girl, right? But you also stay and come back for the truth. Because that's what we do when we're bossy, right? We speak the truth with love, and we do it to meet a mission. We are willing to say the truth when it's hard. And here's the truth. We all know the age-old story of the Wizard of Oz, right? And Dorothy and her glittery slippers. It looks so glamorous. Goodness knows, even my shoes that were leather had to be red. I love red shoes and I love the glamour. But here's the thing, you know what they don't talk about? You know what you don't remember when you think about Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz? You never think about the times she wanted to quit. You never think about the times she thought it was too much. You only think about the happy ending. And truth is, we don't live in that every day, do we? That's not where we get to stay, and I didn't forget that you're all still standing, I promise. So our truth is, if we want to lead well and find a balance in these things that I just talked about, if we want to be willing to take up space and stand and say, I am enough, we have to be willing to confront fear. We have to be willing to walk into what's uncomfortable and what's hard, and that's what we're going to talk about. We have to be willing to make irreversible decisions. If any of you have ever walked a leadership journey with another person, you know you make hard decisions. I don't care if it's at work. I don't care if it's with your children. It could be on the battlefield. You make irreversible decisions, and people's lives are affected. People spend more time at work than they do with their own families. The leadership decisions you make matter. We will talk about this. And also, we need to be able to lead without losing ourselves. Because you, being the queen that you are, is what actually makes you good. Society has spent so much time teaching us from the time before we're 11, when we start self-silencing. They've taught us that we're too much. They've taught us to sit. That's why you're standing. They've taught us just calm down. Bring it to life. When we sit in silence, leadership whispers. When we sit in silence and we are willing to be vulnerable, our people come around us. When we listen, our purpose tells us where we are to be. There's no question about it. The next one, whose battle is it? This one's fun. How many of you have employees? Good. Now, how many of you, when you have employees and you have a really hard project that needs to be done, and you know that you are the only one who can do it right, and you hold on to it, right? You're the only one. Nobody else knows how to do this. But I'm guessing you have probably poured into those folks for years, right? Why did you do that? You did it so they could. You sacrificed so they could take on this battle, and all the battles aren't yours. People will say to me, Kristal, it's too much energy. Leadership is too hard. Listen, I'm the first one to tell you, servant leadership sucks. I mean it. It's awful. Nobody wants to walk these battles. But the answer is why. Servant leadership is a journey we walk. The yellow brick road is a journey we walk because we bring meaning to our lives and to other people's lives. And we're not doing that for no reason, right? I have a 17-year-old daughter sitting over there next to my mom. I have poured into that girl since the day she was born. She's everything to me. Do you know what? It is so awful every time she wants to go do something or try something new. She could fail. She could fall. What if I'm not there? It's awful. But this is why we do it. Ask yourself, whose battle is it? Is it your battle? Maybe it is. The battle I shared with you, that was a battle only I could fight, right? But maybe it isn't. Maybe, Mom, you don't have to do it all. Maybe, boss, you poured into them enough and they're ready. Maybe all of this was worthwhile and they can do more than you think because people will always live up or down to the expectations we set for them, always. If you believe they can't, you are right. If I don't let her fly and grow, she won't. Same with yours. And we talked already about the risks that we take. And these risks are the risks that actually help us accomplish anything. Because guess what? We're not leading if we're not accomplishing a mission. And we need to take risks to get there. And my next question is, if I could give you a tool, a real hard and fast leadership tool that could, and I mean this, increase your retention by 12%. Increase job satisfaction at work by 4 times. That could increase your production by 25%. Would it be worth it? Yes? Okay. What if it makes you feel like you're gonna throw up? Is it still good? Do we still want it? Yes, the answer is yes. Good. So I have another question, and this is a true or false, and I want you all to answer me. Not telling the truth is the number one thing keeping people from success. True or false? True. Anybody think false? Nobody? What do you think? Depends? I won't make you guys call it out, but not telling the truth is often the number one thing keeping people from success. But what I'm hearing is you're all claiming that you're liars. Is that true? No. Why not? Why is that not true?
Because I tell people the truth.
I tell people the truth.
And it shows that I care for them.
And it shows that I care for them. That's beautiful. What we're talking about here is candor. And I put a little quote together. You can write bossy girl right under it. But really, what's your name?
Brenda.
Brenda just said it. Candor is the kindness we show when we're brave enough to tell the truth, right? Candor is the kindness we show when we're brave enough to tell the truth. And it still might make us throw up. But we have to love. If you want to lead, you have to love enough to be willing to raise your hand and tell the truth when it matters. So I have a question about candor. We all agree it's important. You all knew it was true, that people not telling the truth is what gets in the way of our success. You knew that. So why don't people do it? Fear. Good. Tell me more. Oh, sorry.
Is it going to come back on that? If I tell the truth, is somebody going to say, I didn't want to hear that. This is, you're wrong. Or, it can come back in a negative way.
Yes, it could come back on me. What if they say you're wrong? What if they don't want to hear it? Yes, good. What else? Why don't we do it? We don't want to hurt them. It's uncomfortable. What else? Rejection, frustration. What else? People pleasers. We've been told since we were little girls, right? Don't rock the boat. Be pleasing. Be seen, not heard. I don't know if any of you have heard that. I know I have. Actually, quite a bit. But that's exactly right. And here's the thing. When we start talking about it and we open ourselves up to vulnerability and to the journey and the sacrifice it takes to lead other people, we know that having candor and the kindness to tell the truth, that then, and only then, we are worthy of this journey, and we will tell the truth more quickly, and we will tell it more often. Here's the real truth. And I know you guys said, no, I'm not lying. I get that. But here's what happens. We're not lying. But somebody needs the truth now, and we wait 3 months till we get to the performance review. Right? Somebody needs the truth now, but it would be so, I need to go on vacation. It would be hard. I think maybe I'll just wait. Better yet, I think they'll get better on their own. If I just wait, this will go away, right? We all do it. I call myself the bossy girl. I do it to this day. This is not easy, and if you say it is, I would love to meet you, okay? Because it hurts to hurt other people. This is not easy for a lot of reasons. Here's what I gotta say. You already know. You already know. The truth is not a reason to victimize people. The truth is not a reason. And truth delivered without kindness and without a regard for the mission or the betterment of the person you're talking to is a weapon, not honesty. They're very different. Also, beware, if you are not someone who often uses candor and you start to try, people will think you've lost your mind. That's okay, don't give up. Keep going, it will be all right. Or find somebody to support you through that journey, because you're going to have to. If you either said it out loud or you said it inside yourself when we started, I need to be a little more bold. I need to own my voice a little bit more. Or I came today to straighten my crown. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where we find a way to do what's right, even when it hurts. And here's the thing. To do that, to step into that place, and I have to tell you, I gotta make just a little side note here. As the bossy girl, oftentimes I have people come up to me and say things like, Yeah, I'm just gonna tell them. I'm just gonna do it. I love being bossy. I'm like, oh, wait. There's two sides to every coin, right? Being bossy or needing to be more bossy is one thing. Also, there are people who are bossy, and they are bossy for the wrong reasons, right? That's when we're talking about truth as a weapon. Bossy is courageous love in action. Kindness, that you're brave enough to deliver the truth. Courageous love in action. Done for the mission and done for the betterment of the person that you're leading. And to do that, you have to have courage. So I came here to give you the key. Are you ready? You want to know what it is? I have the answer. You won't believe it. Do it. Yeah. You know, I've been experimenting with this for 45 years. I did my thesis on this very topic. How do we get over this threshold? And there's only a couple things that I can say to you to help you do it. One, truth be told, you probably already know exactly what this is in your heart. What is the next brave thing you are supposed to do? I want you to think about it. What is that? What's that candid conversation you're supposed to have? Who is the person in your world that needs to grow? What mission isn't quite being accomplished because you're just waiting a little bit longer? Think about that. Next thing, if you don't feel courageous, borrow it from somebody else. Okay? That can mean a couple different things. You guys have all heard fake it till you make it, right? They say that's bad. I think it's not. I think it's great. Pretend you're the bossy girl. Pretend you're the strongest person you know. Truth be told, if you got to see them from the inside, I bet you they're scared too. Even coming up here today, I had somebody say to me, "You're not supposed to be nervous. You're the keynote." I'm nervous every time. Let me pretend I'm Brene Brown. Yes! Borrow it. You don't have to feel like you're not afraid. It's okay. And then do it. Make the decision and move. So here's what I want you to do, and I want you to do this with me. You don't have to stand up. Think about that next brave thing that you have to do. The one you already thought about. Now I want you to put your feet on the ground. Grounding yourself, sit up tall in your chair. Be brave. Do you see this? You know, when I walk into the room like this, everybody thinks I got it all together. I'm like, oh, did you see all those people? Oh! But you put your shoulders back, you put your feet on the ground. Now, I want you to count down from 3. This is interesting, guys. Lots of hair. Okay. I want you to count down from 3. When you put those feet on the ground, you square your shoulders. You sit up tall or you stand up tall. Sometimes I even do the Wonder Woman stance. I'm like, yes, bring it on. I've got this. You know? And then count down from 3. It interrupts the fear process in your brain. 3, 2, 1. And then you lean in, right? And once you do that, you say the thing. Whatever the thing is, or you do the thing, and you don't go back on it. And what I want you to do, one of the most important things that you can do, as you learn to lead with candor, with courage, with your authentic voice, believing that you are enough and you are worthy, is silence. Believe it or not. say the thing, take a deep breath, and wait. And one of you said to me, well, what if they don't like it? What if they come back on me and they tell me I'm wrong? You know what you do? And wait, think about the power of that. There's one thing you could write down when you leave here, write in your binder. Shut it, and wait.